Hi, it's Amy.
And it's Tim from GoWithLess. Thank you so much for joining us here at our channel today. Today we're going to be talking about my very favorite topic, and that's travel hacking. Specifically though, this is a little different spin. We're going to be talking about reasons you may not want to be a travel hacker.
And we have a lot of videos about the amazing fabulosity that is travel hacking. Not today.
Nope, there are lots of things that come into play if you're going to actually get into this game that make people sometimes uneasy with what they're doing. And so we're going to explain some of those things today and reasons, again, you may want to avoid travel hacking.
And I hope that you'll stay tuned to the end because we are putting outtakes at the very end of our videos. So something fun in there. And we'd love to hear what you think about those in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, please, over here, there's a little button that says click here to subscribe. Please subscribe. We come out with a new video every Wednesday. Often it's about travel. Sometimes it's about our early retired life. And with that, let's get started.
How I was first introduced to travel hacking was with years and years of business travel, being on the road almost every single week. Something that I realized early on in my traveling career, I wanted to sign up for every program that came along and I wanted to earn points, but I would have to be on a plane virtually every week to get 100,000 miles in a given airline. It was really hard work to travel and earn those miles simply by getting on a plane or staying in a hotel. Hard to earn those points.
So when we talk about travel hacking, we're talking about credit cards. Credit card sign-up bonuses, spending on credit cards to earn a lot of points and miles for free travel, hotel stays, flights, rental cars, stuff like that.
So the number one reason you shouldn't travel hack, and we mention this pretty much in any video when we're talking about credit cards, is if you keep any revolving debt, any debt at all on a credit card, you don't pay your credit card bills off in full every single month. You're paying 18, 24% interest or something.
Even 2%.
Even 2%. You should not travel hack. You have to pay off your bills in full every month. Otherwise, the interest that you're going to be paying on those credit cards is going to wipe away any value that you may be getting from the points you could be earning from sign-up bonuses or other points earnings.
And potentially get you into big trouble as well with debt.
Yep, that's right. And ruin your credit.
Reason number two, if you are somebody who's going to spend more money because it's a credit card. There's a lot of data and science that says people who spend cash spend less than people who spend with credit cards. We definitely understand that. We are already questioning every single dollar that we're spending. So I don't know that we get into trouble with this at all, but I can definitely see that others might get into trouble with it. So if it's too tempting to charge because you have these cards, then travel hacking is not for you.
The third thing we want to mention is if you are not an organized person, you probably want to avoid travel hacking. We have 30 plus credit cards, and so keeping up with all those cards in terms of due dates and when the renewal is going to become available and what are all the category bonuses and what are all the features of the cards and when do you have to make the minimum spend happen in order to get your sign-up bonuses? All these things that come along with dates and paying bills and things like this. If you can't keep up with this in some organized way, travel hacking is something you should definitely avoid.
And the dates are really important. So your miles expire, or maybe you had a $3,000 minimum spend in order to qualify for the bonus. You need to know when that is going to end, that period of charging that amount and how much you are charging. So there's a lot of detail here. And if you're only doing one or two cards, maybe it's not such a big deal, but you still have to have a little organization, even if it's only one or two cards. Yep. If you're super unorganized, travel hacking, probably not for you.
The fourth item on our list is going to be if you are someone who just has a general aversion to credit cards, travel hacking may not be for you. If you're going to do this in any sort of scale, you really need to be signing up for credit cards. Growing up, my mom was so anti-credit card, you just wouldn't. She wanted nothing to do with this, didn't want me to have anything to do with credit cards. I don't think she got her first credit card until she was 45 years old.
I think it's hilarious that now Tim is the credit card guru and has like 30 credit cards coming from such a...
And want more.
Different, yes, and there's always more that he wants. We have so many of our colleagues in the personal finance space are not into credit cards. Maybe the Dave Ramsey side of the universe of being debt-free is very anti-credit card. We can understand that for a lot of people. Not for us. We don't seem to get into any trouble with credit cards, and it doesn't seem to increase our spending at all. We've been doing it for decades. So, yeah, credit cards, woohoo for us, not for everybody. If you are not woohoo credit cards, travel hacking, probably not for you.
The fifth reason you may not want to be travel hacker is if you have a poor credit score, or at least initially, getting into travel hacking is going to require, for earning the best credit cards and getting those best sign-up bonuses, you're going to need to have a decent score.
There's a huge misconception that having all these credit cards can give you a bad credit score. We're here to tell you that is not true. If you are using credit wisely, and we're going to be putting up a video we did about that up here, so please go check that out later. But if you're doing credit cards wisely, it only helped our credit score. Our credit scores are nearly perfect because we have all these credit cards and use our debt very carefully.
So there's an opportunity in there to improve your credit score using travel hacking. However, you're just not going to get the best cards up front if you start this game and you have a poor score. The sixth reason you may want to avoid travel hacking is if you are uncomfortable with uncertainty. And what we mean by that is when we earn points and miles, the value of those points and miles could possibly go down tomorrow. We got really excited about a hotel program several years ago, and that we signed up for a credit card, we got a bunch of points, and I think it was the next week the program was cut in half, or basically gutted. So we were expecting to get 5 hotel nights and we only got 1 or something. It was ridiculous. And so these sorts of things happen regularly with travel hacking. The points that you earn are always going up and down in value. Unfortunately, it's typically
not up,
almost always down.
Tim is 100% right on this. He goes and collects all the points and miles, and then I plan trips with all those really carefully. So I'm the one who sees the hotels and how they change so dramatically each year. Most of the revaluations are devaluations each year. Occasionally it's a positive change. Usually it is a negative change, but it's exactly right. It changes constantly, and often it's not for the better.
The seventh reason isn't necessarily a reason you want to avoid travel hacking. It's just something to be aware of if you are signing up for cards and you're expecting to travel quickly. So in order to earn enough points to travel, to take a trip, it's going to take a while to earn those points. So let's just say you sign up for a credit card and it's going to offer you 50,000 points. Well, that might get you from Denver to New York City, 2 people round trip. However, whenever you go to sign up for that card, it's going to probably take you at least at a minimum of 60 days before those points are going to show up in your account. And also there's penalties associated with booking short-end trips. And so you probably want to have a little time. If this is something you are interested in signing up for, you shouldn't expect to have just, I'm going to go sign up for a credit card, I'm going to have the points tomorrow, and I'm going to book a trip the next week.
Yeah, we are going to say at least 2 months. And that's if you meet your minimum spend immediately. So you get your card in the mail and off you go, meet your minimum spend in the first week. Then you're probably at about 60 days.
So that leads us into number 8, which is a commitment to the long game is required if you want to do things that are going to require a lot of points. Things that are going to require a lot of points would be these first-class trips that you see bloggers talking about, or aspirational travel.
And maybe you're not familiar with the blogs that Tim's talking about, but these are the people who are taking the apartments on the airplane first class to Europe or to Asia. And you're going to have a shower and a full bed and things like that in your suite in first class. Or maybe you're staying at the Ritz-Carlton in London for a week or 2. These would be aspirational sorts of trips that take a lot of points and miles.
You would really need to be committed to travel hacking in order to earn the number of points that are required to do these aspirational trips. You're signing up for multiple credit cards in a year, and potentially it could take you multiple years in order to earn enough points to do some of these things that you see people talking about that are outlandishly extravagant.
Especially if you're combining a plane with a hotel stay for maybe multiple people. So if it's one person on an airplane, that isn't so crazy. But if it's a family of 4 doing something more extravagant, that's going to be the long game, right?
Yep, exactly.
Number 9, you don't want the hassle of travel hacking. Maybe you make a nice income or you're rich. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be nice.
This does take a lot of effort, and if you are making decent income, maybe this isn't worth spending your time on. Tim, I like to say, has a part-time job doing this travel hacking. I kind of joke that
But it's a job I love.
Yeah, it's a lot of hours that he does, but he is very passionate about it. He absolutely loves it. There are people who are just drawn to this, but if you are somebody who is like, this is not worth my time, then maybe it isn't, and travel hacking just might not be for you.
Yeah. The 10th item is one that we debated putting on the list, and that is If you don't like to travel, who wouldn't like to travel? Then obviously travel hacking is not going to be for you.
These benefits would be of no use whatsoever. And if you have reached this point of the video, chances are you like travel too.
But we really appreciate you watching if you reach this point.
We want to know, have you reached this point and you hate travel and you have still stuck with us? If so, you are like viewer of the week and we extra love you. Even if you don't like travel, we still love you.
Definitely.
And there you go. Top 10 reasons you shouldn't be a travel hacker. Do you have anything to add that we missed on our list? If so, please put it down below in the comments because we're always learning and our audience also reads the comments and everyone's learning from that. So thanks.
Yeah, and something I would really love to see in the comments below. So I'm responsible for coming up with all of the travel hacking topics specifically. So if there's something that you would like to hear about in this travel hacking space, we would love to hear in the comments what you would like to see.
And maybe you'll see that in a future video.
Yep.
If you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Please do it either in the corner Tim's pointing to or down below on the red button because we come out with a new video every single Wednesday. They're often related to travel and how we're able to travel so often and spend so little. And it covers a lot of different topics, right?
It does, a lot.
Yeah. And we hope that you'll stay tuned because we have outtakes coming up at the end of the video. See you next Wednesday.
As Mamie, is that your name? The sixth reason you may not want, the sixth?
Tim is like doing us. You do it down here. It never matches the number.
What is this, 6? There's 2 down there.